everyone. I'm Amy Howard. I'm the Chief Administrative Officer with InRoads. Thank you so much for joining us for DIY with InRoads. Today I'm going to be talking about cleaning out and organizing your closet, as well as giving you some tips on how to wear your clothes, how to take care of your clothes, some do's and don'ts, and just some extra little fashion tips as well. Before joining the credit union industry, I was a buyer for catalogs and department stores for about 20 years. So that's where I learned all of these tips and tricks that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So first, we're going to go through how you clean out your closet. And the number one rule is if it's not been on your body, on your person in the last year, you should purge it. It should go into the purge pile, or as I like to say, the donate pile. So after you've cleaned out your closet and you've made your donate pile, the next thing you're going to do is organize the things that you have in your closet. And I like to take my hanging clothes, for instance, and organize them by type of item. So for instance, tops. I like to put my sleeveless items together, and then I put my short sleeve items together, and then long sleeve together. And as you can see, I also organize by color. That way, when I'm getting dressed in the morning and I'm looking for a specific color, that's usually what I start with, then I go to that color and then find the top that I'm looking for. Wovens, like were on the rolling rack, those can be hung. Knits should always be folded and not hung. If you hang a knit, let's say a t-shirt or a sweater, it could misshape. So I always recommend that you fold all of your sweaters and fold all of your t-shirts. And as you can see, for the most part, I like to group mine again by color. For me, that's just how I like to get dressed in the morning. However, you could organize it, for instance, by turtlenecks. You could put a turtleneck with a turtleneck, and you don't have to put it by color if that's what works best for you. Another organizational tip is if you have loose items, for instance, hats, and I'm a hat lover, I put all of my hats in a basket together, and that way it keeps them all organized and they're not all over the place, and then I know where to look for them. Works really well for socks, belts, scarves. You can also use hangers, of course. Another important tip is to wash your clothes appropriately. For instance, you don't want to wash a t-shirt with your towels. If you do, this t-shirt is going to be a mess so quickly, and it'll wear out a lot faster. So I always recommend washing softer fabrics with softer fabrics. For instance, t-shirts with t-shirts, a sweater load with sweaters, jeans with jeans. Jeans can be washed with towels, but I don't recommend it. I recommend keeping your towels completely onto themselves in one load and washing jeans with jeans. And again, really the trick is soft with soft, and like for instance, athletic wear with athletic wear. I don't know if you know, but fabric softeners are not great for athletic wear. So that's typically why I won't put athletic wear with cottons that are soft, because I actually do use softeners with my softer cotton t-shirts and sweaters versus athletic wear. You don't want to do that. It'll wear the fabric out and you'll lose that stretch in your athletic wear. Another thing is that you don't want to put everything in the dryer. I know it can be kind of a hassle, but I highly recommend investing in a drying rack. And I dry all of my t-shirts on the drying rack. I dry all of my sweaters on the drying rack. I dry all of my denim on the drying rack and athletic wear. You're gonna get a lot more for your money when you try and stick to natural fibers. They're gonna last a lot longer, wash much easier, and in general, just easier to take care of, and you're gonna get more for your money. So when you can, I would try and stick with 100% cotton, silks, wools, or blends thereof. They just last a lot longer than the synthetic fibers like acrylic or polyester. While acrylic is super soft, for instance, this sweater is 100% acrylic. It's also a trendy color. So I went ahead and bought this cute pink sweater knowing that this 100% acrylic is not gonna last very long. But that's okay, because I only spent $24 on it. So there are items that you can do that. Just know that when you do buy a synthetic fiber, it's just not gonna last as long as something that is 100% cotton, wool, or silk, or a blend of those natural fibers. Natural fibers just last longer. Okay, so there's 7 key pieces for women that I recommend investing in, meaning you might spend a little more on these items because they're gonna be items that you're gonna wear for a very long time. So it is worth it to spend a little extra on these 7 key pieces. The first piece is denim. And I know it seems crazy to spend $100 or more on a pair of jeans, but I'm here to tell you totally worth it. And here's why. The more expensive jeans are a much better fabric, so the denim is going to last a lot longer if you wash it appropriately and don't dry it. The other issue with higher priced denim is how it's cut. When you buy a pair of jeans from the Gap, what they do is they lay that denim fabric on a table, on a cutting table, and the pile might be like this high, and they cut a size 8 all at the same time, meaning that as they go down that pile, that size 8 becomes slightly bigger as it goes down. That's why when you try on jeans, and you can try on 5 pairs of the same size, and each one fits differently, that's why. You're not gonna find that if you do splurge a little bit on your denim. One, it's gonna fit you much better, it's gonna last longer, and most importantly, you're gonna feel like $1 million when you put it on. The next item is a great fitting pair of black pants or a pencil skirt, or both. I actually usually wear pants, so I have these pair of pants that I've actually had probably 5+ years. I did spend a little more on them, but they fit great and they've lasted a really long time, so definitely worth the investment. After the black pants or a black pencil skirt, a black blazer is also another great investment. This one's a little bit longer. I've had it probably for 10 years and I continue to wear it. So again, this was worth the investment. So a jacket that fits you nicely and fits you to your proportions. That's the other thing, and we'll talk about fit in a little bit. So after the blazer, I would say a white button-down shirt. Also a key staple that you can dress up or down, easily worn with jeans or slacks. So a great white blouse is another investment that I would make. Go ahead and spend a little bit more so that it lasts longer. Another versatile piece is a great black sweater. It can be a V-neck or a crew neck. This is a jewel neck. Again, just a really great staple that you can dress up or down with slacks or jeans. So I always recommend a great black sweater. The next item is a great pair of black shoes. For me, I'm short, so I like heels. Could also be a great pair of black flats. Again, just another item to go ahead and spend a little bit more on than you would in general. So I think these are just a classic black pump. I want to say they were probably $80 or $90. So, but definitely worth the investment because I've had these for I think 5 years now. And then the last item is a great handbag. And if you're sticking with the black theme, you can stick with the black handbag, just a classic style. Again, maybe you spend a little more here because again, it's gonna go with everything and you're gonna have it for years. So it's definitely worth the money. Here are the 7 key pieces that I recommend guys go ahead and spend a little more on. It's worth the investment. The first is a great fitting pair of jeans. Definitely worth spending a little bit more money. The second piece is a great fitting slack in either a black, a gray, or a navy. And then a sports jacket that matches the slack. It can be a pattern, but bring those colors together so it matches back. And if you live within the business world, I would say go ahead and splurge on a suit as well. Also worth the money. Again, a great fitting pair of khakis. Khakis go a long way. They can be dressed up, dressed down, and again, the fit is gonna be the key there. A button down in either a white or a blue. That way it goes back to your slacks and your sports coat and your suits and your khakis. And then of course, a great loafer to go back to either your slacks or your khakis or your jeans to dress up or dress down. Final note here is that fit is paramount. If your clothes do not fit you appropriately, it doesn't matter how much you spend on them. So I always recommend that you have a tailor that you can work with to have your pants or your jeans hemmed. I'm 5'2", everything has to be hemmed. And you know, the most important part of especially a pant fitting, you wanna make sure that it fits you through the thigh area, the hip area, the best, because you can always nip in the waist a little bit. That's the same for jackets. Sometimes you're gonna need the sleeves shortened. Maybe you need them lengthened a little bit. So fit is absolutely key in any of the pieces that you decide to invest in. So I highly recommend you find a tailor that can help you out with that. Thank you so much for joining us for DIY with InRoads. And to catch more episodes, you can go to our website at inroadscu.org/DIY.